All right, you guys are live.
Okay, welcome to the regular meeting for August 19th, 2025, for the Eureka Springs Parks and Recreation Commission. Call to order, please.
Oh, Beth Giltner,
Aaron Borey.
Rod Gray.
Ruth Goodwin Hager,
Ken Trimble.
Sam Dudley.
Everybody's here. We're missing Ruth and Mark. Everybody have a chance to look over the minutes from the agenda for today? Do you have any questions about the agenda?
No.
So do we have a move for approval for the agenda?
I'll make a move to approve the agenda. Second.
We have a move approval from Beth and second by Ruth. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No abstentions. Okay. So the minutes, let's go over the minutes. Has everybody seen the minutes?
Yes.
You have a copy of it here in front of you for July 15th.
No.
Have y'all had a chance to look at it at home?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Are there any changes that need to be made to it?
I move to approve the minutes from the July 15th, 2025 meeting.
Is there a second? Okay. Aaron has moved approval and Ken has seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? And no abstentions? It passes. Public comments, we have no one here tonight, so we will move through that. And as far as comments from chairperson, I actually have none. I'm just very proud of everything we're doing. So we know that every month we basically say the same thing. We are very proud of ourselves, but we do a good job, so I'm happy. Director's report?
Yeah, so with Jamboree behind us, the theme of the month has been playing a little bit of catch-up. At Lake Leatherwood, the new entry sign has been installed, and it looks fantastic. I don't know if y'all have been able to make your way down in person. I don't know if the Facebook post got a lot of likes, so yeah, we're excited about it. It looks great. Nice cedar stained. It looks very professional, and well, maybe because it is professional. Professionally designed by Gypsy Graphics. And thank you to Got a Hole Brewing for hosting the fundraising event for it, which brought in, I think, about half of what the total cost was for the sign, so pretty amazing. And it was a fun night, too, so everyone had a good time. We made some money. And, of course, thanks to everyone who came to the event and helped with supporting the cost of it.
Every time
We also added additional directional arrows to help users navigate the park upon entry. So just right next to the entry sign, the main one, there's arrows saying, you know, cabins 2 through 5 or Foster Trail and blah, blah, blah. And we finally got the last trail kiosk up and installed over off the Twin Knobs access. So
Nice.
yeah, everything's in place sign-wise. The sign master has done his duty.
Well done.
Everyone makes fun of me for my love of signs. We are currently, oh yeah, and actually these have shipped, but they will be in soon. They're not here yet, but they're on their way. We're getting 5 new stand-up charcoal grills for Lake Leatherwood, where we'll put in various locations, such as the playground, the swim beach, the point, the Sal Wilson Pavilion, and a replacement one for Cabin 1. So that'd be a nice addition, just, you know, especially at the playground. You come down there with your kids, you want to, you know, let them play, but also maybe do a little cookout in the pavilion and just locations, make it feel a little more parky. We just finalized an order today with the Carroll County off-road cyclists, CC Riders, to purchase a new batch of Eureka Trail shirts, which are going to be like a nice heathered black color, which they look pretty dope. And basically what happened is they paid for the shirts, and then we're going to sell them down at Leatherwood, and we will split the profit. So we'll reimburse them for the cost of the shirt, and then we'll keep half the profit and they'll get half the profit. So they're actually making a little bit of chunk of change and we're making a little bit. It's just a good way to team up with local organizations. So big thanks to Chris and the CC Riders, Chris Gaines that is, and the CC Riders for donating their money and time on this. And on that note, it's not actually in the, no, it's not in the director's report, but I should mention there's still time for another meeting between this, but speaking of trails, the Fat Tire Festival is ramping up in terms of the planning. So that'll be held the last weekend of September. It's going to be really fun. So we're pretty excited about that, bringing that event back. And it's a great time to do it too. It's, you know, weather's cooling off, but still, you know, it's not going to be mucky and muddy or anything. So we're happy to bring all these people into town and see the trails when they're kind of at their best condition. So 2 weeks ago, we hosted our annual stakeholder meeting for the Watershed Grant with the Watershed Conservation Resource Center. In attendance were members and representatives from the WCRC, Watershed Conservation Resource Center, that is. Olson, who is the environmental engineering firm we hired to do the lake study. Arkansas Game and Fish, the Bella Vista Property Owners Association, and the University of Arkansas. The Bella Vista Property Owners Association, man, those guys are awesome. They're just very scientific, and they operate lakes over there in Bella Vista, much like we do at Lake Weatherwood, and they deal with the same problems we do. So they've just been very helpful with sharing information and helping us come up with strategies to get rid of the invasive plants as well as goose control and other things like that. So big thanks to them. The project is wrapping up in the coming months, and the main focus of the meeting was to discuss findings from the studies and possible remedies for the long-term health of Lake Weatherwood, including biodredging, goose control, creek stabilization projects, and other things. And the final meeting will be held in the coming months and will be open to the public, and of course we'll, like, you know, have the entire commission there. You know, we've been kind of waiting to have a whole commission public meeting until everything was finalized, because just, you know, want to make sure you're ready for it. So we have the studies in place, and of course inputs will be, I think what we'll probably do is have like a first initial draft to present and then let people weigh in, and if there's credible things that are being mentioned by the public, we can add those in, and, you know, helpful ideas. So it won't be final until after that last meeting. In other news, we're wrapping up the final touches of the Banks Family Foundation money that was left over because we saved so much money on the trees. With the final deadline set for October 15th, final projects include a memorial plaque, 4 new metal benches, restoration of the existing wooden benches, landscaping. There's going to be all kinds of little things happening, which will be great for the park, and just little touch-up things to make it really get that last sparkle, I like to call it. And then a big thanks to the Eureka Springs Theater Company. I don't know if you guys had a chance to go check out A Midsummer Night's Dream at the Arvest stage there at Harmon Park. It was a really cool thing, I thought. I mean, very neat to see it being used for its intended purpose and see so many people come out. And we're hoping they do another one soon. So that's it.
Question.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned something about the trees. We saved money on the trees. So there
Yes.
is money left over from
Yeah,
the
so
Banks
the
Family?
Banks Family Foundation grant was for just over $75,000, and in the budget, we originally had about $30-something thousand planned for trees, and we only spent 9-ish, 8,700, 8,800. So we had a bunch of money left over, and it was like, okay, well, we kind of had to, after Jamborica, that is, I was just crazy busy. I didn't have time to focus, but once Jamborica was over, I contacted them and said, let's pick some projects to spend the rest of this money on, because, you know, we have to spend it on something.
What about behind the bandstand, the vegetation that's up in?
That's happening Monday. That's going to start Monday.
Oh, wonderful.
We'll start Monday,
Okay.
finish a few days.
Hey, okay, good.
Yeah. So lots of things like that. And the wooden benches will get a new coat of stain and make them, pop again, hopefully, and yeah, we're trying to find things to spend that last little bit of money on, so.
Okay, that sounds good.
Big thanks to the Banks Family Foundation.
Anybody have any questions?
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
Were there any details on the watershed as far as effluent that was probably coming from Oil Springs Road and
There's a lot of information, and I'd be happy to share it with y'all if you are interested in looking at it. I know they probably accessed through y'all's property at some point,
Yeah,
so if anyone wants to see what we have so far, just let me know. I can send it. You can look it over.
would we understand it?
That's the question. And that's why I haven't really been. I mean, not like I'm trying to hide anything, but I just
Right.
want to I don't know who's actually interested in it. So, and it's very technical, and I mean, everyone who works there is pretty good at explaining it in layman's terms. But if you just see the report without actually speaking with the person, it can be a little bit a lot of scientific jargon and acronyms and things. But
At the meeting, too, there's always, people that are responsible for that bit of information. They explain that, and
yeah.
and they tell you what's really relevant and what's just lots and lots of data. So it's
Yeah.
nicer to kind of have someone explain it to you and look at it. Maybe by that next public meeting, you can have.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean, that's what the public meeting will kind of be for, is for, having the data there, but also having someone to explain it, a professional. And Graham's really cool. He's really easy to
I missed the
talk
meeting.
to, and
I was out of town at the hotel where I was.
Yeah,
We didn't
yeah.
have internet, and I tried to do my Zoom, and
it's okay.
I was bummed. So I have to catch up too. So
Well, the meeting was recorded too, so, I mean, it's
That's what they
available
said.
if anyone wants to
Need to
watch
get
it,
it.
so.
I know the city's pretty good about, I don't know if you call it good, but the city's pretty willing to come back after heavy rains, which we haven't seen in a while, along Oil Springs Road and put down, limestone and work it with a front-end loader, backhoe type situation. But they're very reluctant to clean out the culverts. And so a lot of the drainage, instead of going down the sides of the road where it belongs, rather than up on the road and washing all that limestone back down the road, and then it ends up down in the creek down below, coming off of Black Bass Lake, and then ultimately it's got to go down to Leatherwood.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's something maybe that we've talked to Public Works several times, kind of living down that way for almost 50 years, about coming back and cleaning those culverts out, and they're very reluctant to do a lot of work on
And
that.
that's actually in the data, not that specific case, but just dirt roads in general. They actually got a percentage, sort of like a pie chart of where the silt is coming from, and that is a part of it. It's not the biggest part, but gravel roads, whether they're county or city or whoever, private driveways, they've actually accumulated percentage of what all the silt from those are. So it's kind of interesting to see, wow,
It would be
it's very
interesting.
thorough. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I don't know how they have the time to calculate all that, but they do it somehow.
Okay, we'll move to committee reports. Do we have any committee report?
no.
Okay.
Sam, I will say in the Finance Committee, though, Sam, tell Nikki if he needs me this week, I'm here all week, so
Okay.
I can come in and sign.
Cool.
Oh,
He gets lonely in there.
Say what?
He gets lonely in there, yes.
Yeah.
Old business, we don't have anything on the agenda for old business, so we'll move on to new business and the bathhouse discussion.
Yay.
Yeah, so I gave everyone which, if you plan on coming to the public meeting tomorrow, not that this isn't a public meeting, but the community outreach event, I guess what we should call it. If you plan on being there,
5:30 tomorrow.
bring this with you, and
Okay.
we can. It's a lot of ink, so the fewer I have to print, the better. So I mean, I think we've discussed this before, the need for a new bathhouse down at Leatherwood. So I think you guys are kind of familiar with the project and what we're trying to do and how we're trying to do it and the reasons why we're trying to do it. So I'm sorry, I know I probably only gave you about 24 hours to view the PowerPoint here, but I think because most of you guys are pretty familiar with the idea, I didn't upload it too far ahead of schedule. So essentially, we're just, so everyone knows, this is more for the public than it is for you guys. So one of the goals is to, long-term visions for Lake Leatherwood is to build a new bathhouse in the Moladay Field, I guess, Moladay Hollow Field is what we refer to it. It doesn't really have an official name yet, but down in the camping area. Reasons why, I mean, since 2016, sales and camping, just revenue generated from Lake Leatherwood has gone up about $200,000, from $100,000 in 2016 to over $300,000 in 2024. So we're seeing a huge increase in usership. That said, the facilities that we once relied on are pretty ancient, and they're just getting to the point where we need to update them and figure out what we want to do with them. But before we can really close down the old historic bathhouse, we need to build something, because otherwise there's no showers or bathrooms for anyone anywhere other than porta-johns, which are not great. So essentially what the plan is to build a new one, and then once we have the new one built, we can explore options for renovating the historic CCC bathhouse. And it's a super cool building. It's could be very valuable, could be very interesting in terms of generating revenue or just generating, community outreach and, just some kind of value that for the community or for parks in general. So we want to explore options once the new one's built. Did everyone have a chance to look at this yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't want to go on and on and on about it, since I feel like you guys are pretty familiar with it. You guys have any questions or?
No.
No, I think it looks amazing.
Thanks, Google Slides. A lot of template options. And tomorrow evening will be a good time for everyone to, who hasn't been familiarized with this idea, to ask questions. And
We're meeting on site, right?
yeah. Yeah, so tomorrow, 5:30 p.m., we're going to meet on site, which, once again, if you go down to Lake Leatherwood and you go past the playground, turn right, and then go like you're going down into the campground, it'll be right there on the right-hand side of the road. So.
Where the old spring boogie used to be.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Are these bathtubs?
No, there would be shower stalls.
They're shower stalls.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It looks like a bathtub. I was like, is that a bathtub?
It's not a spa.
Gosh.
I like the little,
I wouldn't mind putting in bathtubs, but the problem is, people be in there for like an hour and a half.
Yes.
Taking a bath, and yeah.
I like the little people on the beds at the Leatherwood Lodge.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the-
So, this is
there's a
obviously
dog.
it's just an idea. This is actually a drawing. I don't know if you guys know Rick Armelini, but he's a nice guy, and started talking with him about stuff, and he actually produced a lot of kind of CAD model and just idea drawings for potential projects at Leatherwood and other places too, Basin Park, and so he shared all this stuff with me, and it's just a brainstorming idea, like, hey, what could we make the bathhouse into, and with just a little bit of love and restoration and windows. You do need windows. And so that would actually, that would really be one of the most exciting things about a new bathhouse is doing something else with the old one, because it's such a cool building. It's very iconic, but it's being very poorly utilized at the moment. Just kind of a waste of space, to be totally honest.
Like forever, at the moment, being poorly utilized for a long time.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice.
It's exciting.
This is decent. Okay. So tomorrow, everybody bring your presentation here. Have that ready.
Yes.
Are you going to have copies for people who come in?
Yeah, I'll print out a few more of these. If I want everyone to be able to have one, but, I don't want to print 20 of them and then,
Right.
Just have a bunch
Share.
of wasted paper. But
Is tomorrow a special meeting or a rescheduled workshop?
it's a workshop.
It's a workshop for us.
I guess it's rescheduled. It's basically like the August
I meant
workshop.
as opposed to like a special meeting would mean public could be there, make comments, et cetera. Rescheduled workshop,
I guess
public can be there.
technically it's a workshop in which the public is available to
attend,
speak.
but Workshops, they can only speak if they're allowed to speak, just to be,
Yeah, which we'll
can allow
allow
them to speak,
them.
of course.
Yeah.
there are differences in rules of what they are. that's all.
Yeah. I guess the one thing that we didn't really get into too much detail because it just happened, just the details of the funding. I did talk with Donna from Cornerstone, and they would be able to provide us. Pretty sure she's very almost all but certain that we'd be able to acquire a 5-year loan for about $200,000. And so on this last page, second to last page, I kind of broke that down, and I think it's important to. Obviously, finances are always important. We don't want to bankrupt the Parks Department, but the interest is like the only thing that I see is sort of like an extra payment. And so it was nice to see that it would only be, $30,000 approx of interest. So, that's really the only money we don't really get back, so to speak. It's not a added asset to the park. So. But over 5 years, $30,000 is not that much. It's not nothing, but it's certainly within the parameters of a digestible number, I think. I think we definitely gain $30,000 worth of value to the park for sure. So
Well, you're going to make more money because people will rent more, hopefully.
yeah, the demand will go up. We can maybe charge a tiny bit more for the campsites. We can expand the camp. We could build more campsites. You look at Devil's Den or Withrow Springs, and they just have, tons, 50, 60 campsites. And the great thing about those are they're zero maintenance when they're not being rented. Well, maybe not zero, but, it's very little overhead cost once they're built. So,
It's exciting.
yeah. I think it's the first step towards, really thinking about what's the right word? I don't want to say expanding, but improving Leatherwood in a way, just making it more user-friendly. And
Going to the next level.
yeah. I think that's kind of a phrase that I've mentioned in the application was, Leatherwood's always been kind of on the periphery of being a big, huge outdoor mecca for, recreational enthusiasts, but it's just not quite there. We just need to push it up one level, and then but we can't really add anything until we have better facilities.
Right.
If you have too many people and you're relying off that old bathhouse, then
Yeah.
you're kind of in trouble. So
I like the idea of turning it into 6 units. That's really neat.
that's just, once again, that's not
Is that one of the 4 options you were talking about?
well, this is sort of
Just a drawing.
this is just I do like the idea of turning the bathhouse, at least a portion of it, into, nightly lodging, just because it's revenue generating for one. But also, I just always imagine walking out of that back door and being on that outdoor patio out there and having the view of the lake. That's that's worth the price of admission right
Primo.
there. Yeah, that's primo.
Would this eliminate the need for the porta potties out there?
Yeah, I was reading that on the
Yeah,
last line.
I mean,
They're
the
just for handicaps,
3 out of
right?
4 of them, the one over by the mini cabins, it doesn't make sense to get rid of that one because it's in its own, you know, kind of cul-de-sac back there. Where is it? It's the last page.
Yeah, summary.
But yeah, we have 3, you know, there's one by the group site, there's one by the E1, and there's one by, over in the meadow. The one by E1's pretty nice, like, we could keep that one. I mean, for a porta potty, it's nice. I mean, you know, it's nice in a way, too, because it's connected to E1, which allows us to promote E1 as a handicap site. So we'd probably actually keep that one now that I'm thinking about it. But it would allow us to not rely so heavily off the, you know, the porta-john units, which are pretty, like, I mean, no one's ever excited to go into a porta potty, so.
We originally got them just to have handicap access because we didn't have any before. All we had the bathhouse. The bathhouse wasn't handicapped accessible.
Yes.
Really, so we got those porta potties just to have official handicap access.
Yeah. And it works great for E1. That way you can really promote, like, E1 is, it's one unit that's all ADA accessible. I mean, not that you could also just walk over to the bathhouse or drive over to the bathhouse, but, yeah, and the new bathhouse design would, you know, have to be ADA accessible. Not that we wouldn't want it to be that way anyway,
Yeah.
but that's one of the requirements. So it's pretty cool to think like, oh, Leatherwood would have something
I know, it's
ADA
nice.
accessible. We could promote that. So
Looks good.
Any comments about it? Okay. Thank you, Sam.
yeah.
That's really well done.
And just so you guys know, this is a resolution. I mean, this is probably verbatim the resolution that will be put forth to City Council because we have to do that as part of the application process. So I'll be there Monday night to basically present this and also hopefully, I mean, the resolution essentially just says that they're allowing us to apply. It's not necessarily holding our feet to the fire in terms of like, yes, we're definitely doing this, but we definitely want to at least be able to turn in the application. And to do so, we have to get this done.
What time Monday night?
What's that?
What time on Monday night?
6 o'clock. And right here, actually, in the same room.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be cool. Any of y'all from the
So
commission?
that's the reason why it doesn't have a resolution number on it or anything, because it has to be done
Correct.
at council.
Yeah, I think so. I'll double check with Michael on that. He's been the one helping out with this whole city portion of the
Okay.
thing. So it was a little strange. Like, I don't think there's a whole lot of municipalities in Arkansas that have their own separate parks commission with separate finances. So it was a little bit of an interesting conversation, but Randy from the grant program just said, just go do it, and that way you're not worried about it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So let's move on to commissioner comments. Do we have any commissioner comments?
None for me.
None at this time.
No, thank you.
No, great presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. All righty then. That sounds like we are done for the evening.
Wow, that's a record.
I
know.
think so. It is exactly 6:30.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Beth and a second by Ruth for adjournment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And no abstentions. We are complete at 6:31. Thank you.